Welcome back to Tarot Talk Tuesdays. And we are talking about today the High Priestess. Now, these are the different variations of said card. Now, whenever I pull the High Priestess, I always think of the saying, those who fear the unknown fear their hidden untapped potential, power, and shadow self. The Rider-Waite image as shown comes directly from the Isis priestess symbolic clothing, particularly the crown, which represents the 3 phases of the moon. Since the High Priestess is connected to the hidden, mysterious, and dark aspects, it ties closely to the Virgin Mary. The fearful mystery of the birthing process is what connects women to the darkness. The High Priestess also has ties to the Joan the Arc. The High Priestess represents both areas of our lives that we fear and find beautiful. If the Fool acts as a spark to spiritual awakening, the Magician the descent of our higher self, the High Priestess is the dive into ourselves we take through our shadow to find our true selves. The High Priestess sits between 2 pillars, one representing the Temple of Isis and the other the ancient Hebrew temple in Jerusalem, the dwelling place of God on earth, the home of Shekinah. I think I pronounced that right. The veil that hangs between the 2 pillars acts as a barrier between us and the place of wisdom. Some think the veil is to keep us from obtaining the wisdom that lies behind the veil and pillars. But if you study the Waite's High Priestess carefully, you can see that what lies behind the veil and what hides behind the water, a pool of water and a line of hills in the sky. The pillars also represent duality, or the aspects of duality, the higher self and the shadow self. The letters B and J stand for Boaz and Jachin, the names given to the pillars of the Temple of Jerusalem. Boaz, the dark pillar, stands for passivity and mystery, while Jachin is action and consciousness. The letters signify that duality is an illusion, that each extreme carries the other in it. So sort of like yin and yang, light and darkness, all that good jazz. The pool is the symbol of the unconscious and the truth. The water is motionless, hiding its secrets beneath its dark surface and depths. To gain such truth, one must travel inwards and swim the depth of the psyche, or of their psyche. In her lap is a scroll marked Torah. This is the name of the Jewish law, the 5 books of Moses, which is spelled Torah in English, which is Torah. The Torah carries an immense amount of esoteric significance. The rolled up Torah, slightly hidden by the High Priestess' robes, is a symbol of how higher knowledge is hidden to those who have a lower understanding. Now, whenever I think of, if you read reversals, meaning you read the High Priestess when it's upside down like so, whenever I see this, I think of the Johnny Cash song where he says, "You're shining your light, and shine it you should, but you're so heavenly minded, you're no earthly good." With the High Priestess in reverse, if you sit in passivity for too long, you can develop the fear of life and other people. A person who has a strong intuition but can't translate feelings into action. It can also mean that a person is afraid to open up to other people. A reversed High Priestess can also mean a loss of sense of our inner self. Now, if you want to connect the High Priestess to astrology, the High Priestess would be connected to the moon. The High Priestess helps us understand the ebb and flow of life and measure our response to the ebb and flow of time. The moon and the High Priestess both illuminate things that are hidden from our plain sight and call for us to dive deeper than the surface. Some might even say that the High Priestess is the embodiment of the moon, a luminous being of reflection and intuition. The goddesses Luna, Diana, and Artemis are rulers of the moon and the hunt, wild animals, wilderness, childbirth, women, and girls. In case you guys wanted to learn about the deities connected to the moon and the High Priestess. Astrologically, the moon symbolizes the death of personality. It has ties to the memory, mood, motherhood, fertility, rhythm, and the need to nurture our creations and ourselves. The moon rules over Cancer, which rules over the 4th house of home and family. The moon also rules over the breast, stomach, ovaries, and womb. The moon and High Priestess both correspond with the element of water. The High Priestess is also connected to psychic gifts. You can see that each card has the moon in it, and this one is the Wild Tarot, I think. The Wild Unknown Tarot, and as you can see, the tiger has a crystal ball And here is another version of the High Priestess. And that's it for Tarot Tuesdays. I will see you guys next week.